coming up.
Today's bride wants a private and intimate wedding, but thanks to her famous mother, Ambassador Orie Rogo Manduli, her wedding threatens to become an uncontrollable media craze. And then, a wedding planner's woes.
And the night before the wedding, that was literally no sleep. No sleep at all.
And later, the Orie Rogo Manduli effect.
A girl must be able to walk and shake the earth when she enters.
All these on today's Samantha's Bridal Show. Elizabeth Orie Rogo and her charming fiancé Nana Agiman are both private individuals. And it is only natural that they both wanted to keep their nuptials private and intimate with just their close friends and family in attendance.
So I'm not trying to do a wedding to show, and when I start hearing of things like wedding of the year, whatever, no, that's not what it was all about.
But with a famous mother, Ambassador Orie Rogo Manduli, who commands national media interest, keeping her wedding plans under wraps proves to be an uphill task.
I am Orie. Unique and special. Brought here for a purpose. And one of the purposes was to bring up this beautiful family. I brought up of 4 children, 3 beautiful girls and 1 son. An African woman is beautiful. Born beautiful. Lives beautifully, and is even beautiful as she lays in her coffin. An African woman is just beautiful. We were made to be beautiful in the sun. We were made to be beautiful with the flora and fauna that is part of Africa.
Elizabeth and Nana both work in the oil industry. Elizabeth as a field engineer upstream, and Nana as an economist in the manufacturing side of the oil industry.
We met in college in Canada, Nova Scotia, and my mother had decided to join us, to also go to school herself. And somehow she met up with Nana and thought, oh, he's a very nice gentleman. And she felt I worked too hard and got me, decided that I needed to have some time and go out on a date. So I just did that just to satisfy her. I kept telling my mother, you will never ever find my husband. In a way, she did.
And that formed a pattern of their relationship throughout. Many years later, Liz finally agreed to Nana's advances and proposal. But it took another 2 years before this bride could get down to serious planning for her much-anticipated wedding.
The wedding was initially supposed to have been earlier this year. And I had too much work. I was traveling a lot, and I really had not done anything. I did try to get a, event planner on board, but I guess I myself didn't really know what I wanted. So we canceled the January, and by February I decided, look, I need to get serious about this. I have a wedding coming up in March. And that's really when we started. We actually started here in this house. Some day in February, one Saturday, a close group of friends and my sisters, and we said, look, we're going to try and make a fun wedding.
And so, the plan for hosting over 1,000 people started. But they soon discovered that planning a wedding for over 1,000 people is not a walk in the park.
Maybe sometimes it's good when you don't know what's really there.
The wedding is a nightmare. We didn't have time, so somebody told me point blank, to plan a wedding, you need a year. Orie, you are not being pragmatic. This thing will fall apart. You need a year. He said weddings are organized by committees, not by the bride and the mom. It doesn't work. I said this one we'll try. Because that's all we have. We just have the bride and me, so we do it.
But even as they got on with the planning, important duties on their checklists were being overlooked, like the wedding invites.
We gave the cards a week before the wedding. A week. The cards were ready a week before the wedding.
Is that on the actual stage, bridal stage, there will be only the bride and the groom, the main man, and the maid of honor. So the remaining of the party will sit in the round tables in the VIP section. What we have done, we have sourced a company that is going to really look Hollywood, because it would be a white stage with the lights around the stage. The dance floor is a lighted dance floor. It's hard to find these floors, but it's a lighted dance floor that is really going to look nice at night, with the lights coming from the dance floor with different colors. We decided to go with traditional African music that all Africans can relate to, no matter where you live in Africa. That's what we decided for this occasion.
We pulled together the bride's taste. Also, the mom, she has a fantastic taste. So we also pulled in mom's taste, and we decided on what to come up with.
In 3 weeks?
Yeah, in 3 weeks. This is the photo session area. From here, then down the hill, it is where the river will be, and that is the evergreen forest.
It's called evergreen forest?
It's called evergreen forest. It has a name because apparently it is the only remaining forest in Nairobi. So it is one of the recognized, and it is safe. So it has a lot of history. Here we'll have live kitchen by Sarova Stanley. They will be able to have a live kitchen. There will be food which will be cooked here.
And hold me oh so close.
For tomorrow's occasion, Sarova will be doing a live kitchen concept. They will incorporate into the menu organically grown fish reared by the bride's sister.
Walk from Everest round it.
My sister Janice, who decided one day to go into fish farming, breeding of fish, and we thought it was a joke. And we said, okay, let's go ahead. We'll dig one big pond and we'll see how it goes. And I think she now has like 5 ponds. And she put aside, from last year, she put aside fish that was specially for the wedding.
According to the planner, this wedding may hit the 5 billion mark in Kenyan shillings, possibly more. That is roughly $60,000.
I can say more than 5 million. Because for food, that was something we paid more than 1 million plus for food. That is food only with Sarova.
And
that was 1.4, something like that. 1.4, 1.5. That is food only. But we tried to reduce the price.
And so, as the event organizers get busy ensuring that this wedding comes full circle, after that tour, we are just on time to witness Liz and Nana take us through their final traditional ceremony known as Aye before their wedding, which is just 2 days away.
I made it plainly clear I wasn't doing dowry. No way. That was one of my conditions.
Aye is a Luo word meaning I agree. That is the essence of today's event, where Liz and Nana's family will officially meet and exchange gifts in a traditional ceremony known as Aye. This is to symbolize that Liz has agreed to this union.
So I guess the compromise then was to do the Aye, and Nana said, look, if this is important in your culture, let us go ahead and do this to satisfy, and also for our family, so we're not seen as though we're the ones who are refusing. So we did the Aye, and there was the exchange of gifts, and I think to me that was nice. It was a very pleasant, and our families got to meet, because we had not met, after all these years.
The evening once again ushers the night, as the night draws us even nearer to the much-anticipated wedding tomorrow. The bride's mother, Ambassador Orie, has booked 2 suites at the luxurious Nairobi's Hemingway's Hotel, where she and Liz will spend the night. Still ahead,
And the night before the wedding, that was literally no sleep. No sleep at all.
and later, tears flow freely as the couple says, I do.
The ideal
the wedding, the limousine snakes into the luxurious Hemingway's boutique hotel grounds, ready to pick the bride. But clearly, no one here is ready.
Every picture.
No, it is done.
The night before the wedding, that was literally no sleep. No sleep at all. Our people who are doing the coverage came in the morning. I went to her room as she was dressing and told her the people are here. The people are here, can they come in? Because as you're dressing up, they can capture something, your makeup, how you're dressing and everything. Then she said, I don't want any media. Rina, I told you I don't want any media. I don't want any media. I don't know who these people are. So there was so much, I think, that was going on in herself that even she could not even think. I'm telling her, these are our own media. So when she said that, then she told me, okay, when I'm ready, I will tell you. When I'm ready, I will tell you. So even our own media people, they were not even able to capture those moments as she was doing her dressing.
We actually had 2 rooms and nobody stayed there. I was the only one dressed on time, the bride, and I was kind of twiddling my thumbs at that time, you know.
We know Orie Rogo, she liked looking her part, and she made sure she would look her part. So I can say Mom was the last one to get prepared. Mom was the last one, and we had to wait for Mom.
But an even bigger problem is looming ahead that was keeping the bride on edge. The Archbishop of the Anglican Church of Kenya, Archbishop Joseph Wabuhala, is expected to officiate over this wedding. And with the wedding party running almost 1.5 hours late, that could spell problems for this wedding.
We received a phone call, the Archbishop, the Provost, and the Reverend Appella, the Provost Wainaina, and his most Reverend Archbishop had left. Of course we knew we were late because we had the Archbishop officiating. So, that wasn't a good feeling, but we did what we could, yeah.
Luckily, this bride and her mother had the foresight to book all the 3 slots that the church reserves for wedding ceremonies, thereby ensuring that theirs is the only wedding happening here today. So the issue of delaying other weddings will not arise today. But even that is not a guarantee that the Archbishop will wait for them. Meanwhile, at the Ambassador Orie's home, the setup is coming to life with last-minute details being tacked into place.
You see the ladies and gents. After the exclusive, you enter the cocktail area this time. Yeah? Where you see that white thing, I don't know whether it's a vehicle, we have the main bar. That main bar serves the cocktail area and it serves the rest.
Church, guests are patiently waiting for the bride to arrive.
The wedding was supposed to start at 12, and as the event planners, we had to make sure everything by 12 is ready. The bride, she's ready. The mom, she's ready.
Back to the bridal party, who are now running 1.5 hours late.
A bride is allowed to be late on her wedding day.
Every picture tells a story, so they say.
Finally, the mother of the bride steps out looking spick and span in a gold and hot pink outfit. Her colors will be the bridge between the bride's color scheme and the Ghanaian traditional royal kente cloth, which the groom's mother and sister will wear.
1,000 words would do. How you're filled with such an.
The bridesmaids look radiant in their long, elegant lilac dresses, accessorized with silver jewelry by designer Niku Singh.
I've ever viewed.
It's the big reveal. Liz, in an Empire silver gown custom-made by designer Sally Kamau and Niku Singh, shows off her full figure. It is delicately accentuated with small panels of silverish metal jewelry along her waist, wrist, and long train. She completes the look with dramatic flowing jewelry. Her braided hair worn in a band at the back and is covered by a delicate silver lace veil.
First of all, I didn't want to wear white. That I knew from beginning. I'm very silver, and I wanted something in silk, but I didn't know what. And the other thing was to source locally. I said I'm going to source everything locally. I didn't want to be frustrated, have to fly to the States or whatever. And so it was one of those things where you just go hunting. And in the meantime, I'd been talking to Niku. And I knew I was going to use Niku's stuff we had been discussing. And I went to a fabric place and I saw this fabric and I said, this is it. This is what I'm looking for. So I basically bought out the whole thing, not really understanding or knowing what. So, but I always had it's kind of a medieval-ish style to it, but with an African-ish concept, you know what I mean? So I didn't want anything like really traditional. And so that's really where it started. Then it was to find a person who could understand what I was looking for. So Niku introduced me to a lady called Sally Kamau, and she's in Hurlingham, close to Yaya. And as soon as I told her what I was looking for, she looked at me and she smiled, and I thought, oh gosh, this lady has no idea what I want. First thing that came out of her mouth was, I'm happy it's not white. I'll be more than happy to work with you. So it became a collaboration between myself, Sally, her sister Pauline, and Niku. But the actual design, the way the dress was really us ladies. And I knew it was going to have to be the Empire type look, and then everything, then we were going to do the embellishments later on. So because I really wanted an elegant looking dress, I really spent a lot on the material, you know. And then the rest just basically evolved. My sister, Janice, who had gone to a Samantha bridal event, she went and she said, she called me, I was in the States, and she called me and said, I found this guy, he has to be the one to do the jewelry for the wedding. It was more first your jewelry. And I was like, yeah. So anyway, she sent me some shots and I was like, oh, I like this guy is cool. So I went on his website, had a look, and Janice and Niku just clicked. And then we were introduced, and Niku just eventually became like a brother to us, you know.
The trumpet signifies the bride's turn to descend down the aisle.
I give you this ring.
I give you this ring.
With the help of God,
I shall love you. I shall love you.
I shall love him, you.
As a symbol of our marriage.
As a symbol of our marriage.
With the help of God.
With the help of God.
One funny thing was when we went to take the communion, I think all of us confessed we took bigger gulps than we normally would have. Because I realized I didn't have breakfast. I didn't have, everything had been set up, but food wasn't there, and I started feeling thirsty. And I had not drank anything in the car because I was so scared about something spilling on the dress, so I didn't want any liquids near me. And I realized I'm thirsty. So when they put the bread, and I put the bread in and took that wine, it was quite strong. And then everybody in there.
Did you get drunk?
No, but you could feel it hit the stomach. And Nana said he did the same thing. So did Mom. We all said, wow, we all took big gulps.
The choir serenades the audience with a lovely ballad from the hymn, The Holy City.
Give his body to make himself available and to ensure he provides the flesh that is Christ in that body. So the husband is the head of the family. Yes, provides the flesh.
Remember to remove it. It doesn't go to the bottom. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you now for the first time, Mr. and Mrs. Nana. Put your hands together as you rise.
The vows have been exchanged, wedding rings are adorned. The newest couple in town can now look ahead to the rest of their lives. To celebrate, a feast awaits them laid out for their 1,000+ guests. This wedding has come full circle and is a celebration from now on. Still ahead,
We are sure when a war enters Bompata and Accra, they'll be a national holiday.
Still to come, the reception at Ambassador Orie's expansive home has been turned into a lovely setting with stretch tents accentuating the flora and fauna. Additional flower pieces add life to the whole scenery. The bride's color scheme, purple, is tastefully incorporated into the whole ensemble, with the purple lighting artistically illuminating the venue. To celebrate, a feast awaits them laid out for their 1,000+ guests. The famous Kuchia dancers serenade the wedding party with Luo ballads, and this sets the mood for the evening. concept by Sarova Stanley is a big hit as guests line up to savor every delectable mouthful.
We want to make sure this marriage is cemented in cement. You understand? Cemented in what? So we are going to do something. It is not juju. What we are doing is something, a symbol that will keep them together even when they are quarreling. And for some and I want to give them 2 policemen. 2 police officers, 1 male and 1 female, to guard that marriage on our behalf. Elizabeth, can you greet your askari? Nana, this gentleman will make sure you behave throughout. Greet your askari. A girl must be able to walk and shake the earth when she enters. When she enters the homestead, the earth shakes. When Elizabeth's father married me, when I walked in, the whole of Kisiland went wild. I shook them. That is how. We are sure when a war enters Bompata, and Accra, they'll be a national holiday. We want the seed which has been sown today to carry on. We admire you, Ghanaian, because you are very much like Kenyans in hard work, temperament. You are also Christians and you love education. And you have a democratic background, which even in Kenya yet we can't meet. We have a lot to learn from you. Your elections are peaceful. They don't go on and on like ours in Kenya. Imagine, 2 years later, they're still in court here. 2 years after the election, Mama Nana, they are still in court. No sitting MP or senator is sure of being there tomorrow. Which means they don't do any work, they just worry what will happen.
This lady is from the royal family.
I'm going to be 78 in a few months' time. 20th of April, next month, will be my 46th wedding anniversary. So I have married happily for almost 46 years. Nana, you are my witness. Your daddy has never lifted a finger at me. You are my witness. I want you to do the same for Liz. My daughter has said it all. I don't want to repeat them. I'm only asking for God's blessings for them. God has been the center of my marriage. And I want Nana and Liz to put God at the center of your marriage. Ambassador Orie, you and I will leave Nana and Liz to live their lives. When they have their problems, they should sort them out themselves. I have done it, and I know I have conquered the devil. I never said anything to my parents when there was a problem in my marriage. We sorted it out. I want our children to do the same. When they have a problem, they should sit down and sort it out themselves. And I know they will. The little I have seen of them, when Nana was ill some time past, instead of his brother letting me know in Ghana, he called Liz. Liz quickly went to Houston and looked after him. When Liz wasn't well, she was with him in Houston. So I know that they can look after each other. All I'm asking from them is God's blessings.
After that moving speech by the two mothers, a night of revelry awaits.
I can only reach up for your hand. I can even take my eyes off you. You have got to be my dream come true. Every time I see your face, I have to smile. Every time I hear your voice, it takes me a while to catch my breath again. I remember when we were apart, but I knew from the start. I knew from the start.
It is only in a Luo wedding that takes 2 days. It began yesterday and it is still going on. Only in a Luo wedding. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to shake along the African way. DJ, unleash. DJ, unleash. Achilia. Bas. Bas. Kula muziki. Ukiulizwa pesa, ndalipa baadaye. Usiingie sahihi mmoja kwanza. Usiingie sahihi bado. Give me 5 minutes. Ngojea kwanza, wacheni tamaa.
This wedding has come full circle. We wish Liz and Nana a happy ever after. Share your sentiments of the show with us on our interactive fan page Samantha's Bridal. Follow us on Twitter at sbridal_Kenya or log on to www.samanthasbridal.co.ke. Discussions are going on now.